If you're still thinking that just showing up to the gym for a couple hours every day is going to get you absolutely shredded and jacked in 2026, you need to seriously wake up. I'm not even playing right now. Yeah, hitting the weights is super important and all that. But here's the thing nobody's telling you. There are a bunch of sneaky habits you're doing every single day that are straight up destroying your gains without you even knowing it. And I'm talking about stuff you've been doing for years, maybe even since you first stepped foot in a gym. These habits are literally throwing your money down the drain and making all that time you spend grinding completely useless. So today we're breaking down 11 of these habits that are absolutely wrecking your progress. And I'm going to keep it 100 with you the whole way through. Now stick around until the very end, because we're not going to waste your time talking about the same boring stuff everyone else does. Like, oh, you gotta sleep better. Or stop drinking so much alcohol. Nah, we're going way deeper than that. And honestly, number 8 on this list is probably the most common mistake. And literally the worst one of them all. You're probably doing it right now, without even realizing it. Let's get into it. Alright, so mistake number 1 is skipping your warm-up. And before you roll your eyes thinking this is basic stuff, hear me out. The warm-up isn't just some annoying thing you're supposed to do before the real workout starts. It's actually a crucial part of getting your body and your mind ready for the intense physical punishment you're about to put yourself through. When you skip this step, you're basically telling your body to go from 0 to 100 with no preparation whatsoever. Think about it like this: when you don't warm up, your body completely misses out on gradually raising your muscle temperature, getting your heart rate up, and increasing blood flow to all those muscles you're about to destroy. What happens next is pretty predictable. Your risk of getting injured in your muscles, joints, and tendons goes through the roof. Why? Because without a proper warm-up, all those muscles and ligaments stay stiff and tight, making them way more likely to get stretched past their breaking point. From a performance perspective, skipping the warm-up is just dumb, straight up. Your training effectiveness takes a massive hit because cold muscles respond super slowly to what you're trying to make them do. They can't generate the same amount of force and power that they could if you'd just taken 10 minutes to warm them up properly. It's like trying to race a car with a cold engine. You're not gonna get the performance you're looking for, period. Number 2 is going to the gym hungry. And man, this one drives me crazy because I see it all the time. Some people legit believe that training on an empty stomach is gonna help them burn more fat or something like that. Or maybe they just didn't have time to eat because life got hectic. Either way, when you show up to train without any food in your system, you're setting yourself up for failure from the jump. Here's what's really going down when you train hungry. Your body doesn't have the fuel it needs to handle the intense workout you're planning to do. Your muscles need energy, and they mainly run on carbohydrates to perform at their best. Without that fuel source, you're starting your workout already behind the 8 ball, with your energy levels in the basement. This means your strength is gonna be trash, and your endurance is gonna give out way faster than it should. What this really means is that every single rep you do is gonna be less effective, every set is gonna be weaker, and at the end of the day, you won't be able to perform anywhere near your actual potential. But here's where it gets even worse. When you're starving and trying to work out, your body might actually start breaking down your own muscle tissue to use as energy instead of burning fat. So instead of building and keeping that hard-earned muscle mass, you're literally destroying it and undoing all your progress. Without enough energy in the tank, your body goes into straight survival mode. It starts hoarding what little energy it has left and can't recover properly after you're done training. Training on an empty stomach also messes with your head game big time. When your mind is foggy because you're running on fumes, it's really tough to keep the motivation and intensity you need for a solid workout. You might start out feeling okay, but pretty soon you're gonna feel exhausted, unfocused, and ready to bail on the whole session, which ruins the effectiveness of everything you're trying to do. Number 3 is spending way too much time sitting down, and in 2026, this is more relevant than ever. It's completely normal nowadays to spend hours and hours sitting, whether you're grinding at work, binge watching shows, or scrolling through your phone. At first, it doesn't seem like a big deal, right? Everyone needs to rest and chill sometimes. But the real problem is that sitting for extended periods can seriously mess up all the gains you're trying to make at the gym. When you're planted in a chair for hours at a time, your blood circulation slows way down, especially in your legs and lower back area. What this means is that less blood and therefore less oxygen and fewer nutrients actually makes it to your muscles. They start getting stiff and tight, becoming way less prepared for the physical stress you're going to put them through at the gym. This stiffness doesn't just hurt your mobility during training. It also cranks up your injury risk because those muscles aren't ready to stretch and contract the way they should be. There's actually legit research on this that came out in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine. Scientists looked at the effects of sitting too much in a study with over 10,000 adults. What they found was pretty wild. People who sat for more than 8 hours every day saw a massive drop in their strength gains and muscle mass development. Even when they worked out regularly, the numbers don't lie. The study proved that these people were 50% more likely to lose muscle mass compared to folks who moved around more during the day. So basically, no matter how hard you're crushing it at the gym, if you're spending the other 8+ hours of your day planted on your butt, you're killing off the benefits of all that hard work. The solution here is to stay active throughout your whole day, even if it's just small stuff. Get up from your desk, walk around the office, do some stretches, whatever you gotta do to keep that blood flowing and those muscles ready to work. Those little movements add up in a major way. Mistake number 4 is doing way too much cardio, and I know this is going to be controversial for some of you. When you spend excessive amounts of time on the treadmill, grinding away on the bike, or doing any other kind of cardio for too long, your body starts entering what's called a catabolic state. This is when your body literally starts burning your own muscle tissue for energy instead of fat. That's the complete opposite of what you want when you're trying to pack on muscle mass. On top of that, overdoing the cardio depletes all your energy reserves, leaving you with nothing left in the tank when it's time to hit the weights with serious intensity. Picture this. You walk into the weight room already feeling gassed out, with zero energy to lift heavy or push through that last set that really makes the difference. Your body needs balance, plain and simple. Cardio is definitely important for keeping your heart healthy, helping burn some fat, and building endurance, but when you take it too far, it starts competing with your strength training. This competition prevents muscle growth and makes it way harder to build that strong, defined body you're working toward. Think about it like your body has a limited amount of energy available each day. If you blow all that energy doing endless cardio, there's nothing left over for strength training, which is absolutely essential for building muscle. You gotta find that sweet spot where you're doing enough cardio to stay healthy and lean, but not so much that it's eating into your gains. Most people need way less cardio than they think they do. Number 5 is skipping workouts you don't like, and this is super common across the board. You see dudes all the time talking about how they decided to skip leg day during the week. After all, who actually enjoys that feeling of wanting to puke or thinking you're gonna pass out during such a brutal workout? It seems way more convenient to focus on the muscle groups that are fun to train, like chest or arms, where the results show up faster and get more attention from people. But here's what you might not realize. By avoiding workouts like leg training, you're not just messing up your body's development, you're sabotaging your overall health too. When you stop training important muscle groups like your legs, you're creating imbalances in your physique that can affect your entire body in negative ways. What does this actually mean for you? Imagine a building that's being constructed where nobody bothers to work on the foundation. Eventually, that whole structure is going to start falling apart. The same thing happens with your body when you skip exercises you don't enjoy. You're weakening your body's foundation and setting yourself up for problems. Your legs are literally the foundation that holds everything up. They support your entire body weight, allowing you to walk, run, and perform pretty much any movement you can think of. When you ignore leg training or skip any other important muscle group, you're like building a house on sand. This doesn't just increase your chance of getting hurt, it also stops you from reaching your true potential in the gym. Here's another thing that's going to blow your mind. Leg training, even though it sucks while you're doing it, is actually one of the most effective workouts for stimulating testosterone production in your body. So when you skip that leg workout you've been avoiding, you're robbing your body of the stimulus it needs to produce more testosterone naturally. When you train legs, compound movements like squats and deadlifts activate huge muscle groups all at once, which triggers a powerful hormonal response throughout your entire system. This doesn't just make your legs stronger, it actually helps develop other areas of your body too. You're leaving gains on the table by skipping legs, period. Mistake number 6 is not getting adequate rest between your sets, and this one is huge. Imagine you're in the gym, locked in on each rep, feeling your muscles burn with every bit of effort you're putting in. You've finished the set, and that timer in your head starts ticking 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 1 minute max. Then that anxious feeling kicks in, and you're already itching to get back under the bar. thinking that the less you rest, the faster you'll hit your goals. The truth is, when you only give your body less than a minute of rest between sets, it might feel like you're working super hard because you feel that muscle burn. But that burning sensation isn't the same thing as hypertrophy or muscle growth. What you actually doing is overloading the muscle before it has enough time to fully recover and reload. This means that in your next set, you won't be able to lift as much weight or bang out as many reps as you could have if you'd just given the muscle more time to bounce back. That adequate rest time is what allows the muscle to refill its energy stores and be ready to get challenged again at full capacity. If you really want to maximize muscle mass gains, you should know that waiting 3 to 4 minutes between sets isn't just acceptable, it might be exactly what you need to grow. This rest period gives the muscle the chance to recover properly, allowing you to give it everything you've got in the next set. This is especially critical for people who don't use any performance-enhancing substances. For natural lifters, your body needs more recovery time between sets because you don't have that extra help that hormones provide to speed up recovery and protein synthesis. Obviously, if you only have limited time to train, it's better to rest a little bit than not at all. But you gotta understand that better rest equals better training, better performance, and ultimately better results. Don't let impatience rob you of your gains. Number 7 is lifting way more weight than you can actually handle just to try and impress people, and man, this one is just sad to watch. Lifting more weight than your body can manage might seem like a good way to show off at the gym, but in reality, you're only hurting yourself and your progress. Here is something you need to remember. People at the gym are focused on their own workouts and aren't paying nearly as much attention to you as you think they are. Nobody cares what you're lifting except you. First off, when you load up way too much weight, your form and technique go completely out the window. This significantly increases your risk of getting injured because your muscles and joints end up taking way more stress than they should. Research shows that using improper lifting technique dramatically increases your chances of getting musculoskeletal injuries that could keep you out of the gym for weeks or even months. On top of that, lifting weights that are way too heavy can overload your central nervous system and cause extreme fatigue that sticks around way longer than it should. Your muscles need time to adapt and grow in response to the stress of resistance training. Trying to speed up this process by lifting weights that are way beyond your current ability ends up causing inadequate recovery and your progress hits a wall. You'll plateau hard and wonder why you're not getting stronger anymore. Another important thing is that lifting more than you can handle can really mess with your confidence and motivation in the gym. If you go too heavy and end up failing reps or getting hurt, you're probably going to start being afraid to push yourself in future workouts. That fear is going to hold you back way more than your ego will ever help you. Leave your ego at the door, focus on perfect form with weights you can actually control, and progressive overload over time. That's how you build real strength and real muscle that lasts. Number 8 is not calculating your macronutrients, and this is hands down the most common and worst mistake on this entire list. Athletes who actually achieve their goals know that nutrition is just as important as the training itself, if not more important. They weigh every single piece of food they put on their plate, not because they're obsessed or have some kind of disorder, but because they understand that every gram actually matters when you're trying to build an incredible physique. When you weigh your food and track your intake, you know exactly how many calories, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats you're putting into your body. This knowledge is absolutely crucial because each one of these macronutrients plays a specific and important role in how your body functions and grows. Protein helps repair and build muscle tissue. Carbohydrates provide the energy you need for workouts and daily activities. And fats are essential for proper hormone function and absorbing certain vitamins your body needs. Without knowing the exact amounts you're eating of each macronutrient, you're basically just guessing and hoping for the best. You're not actually sure if you're fueling your body correctly to reach your goals. Now imagine this scenario. You're trying to build muscle mass, but because you're not tracking your macros, you end up eating way less protein than your body actually needs. As a result, even though you're training hard and doing everything else right in the gym, your muscles don't have the necessary building blocks to grow and repair themselves properly. Or flip it around, maybe you're trying to lose fat and get lean, but without realizing it, you're consuming way more carbs and total calories than you should be, which completely sabotages your fat-burning efforts. If you're in a caloric surplus and trying to gain muscle mass, the ideal amount of protein to consume is between 1.6 and 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. For example, if you weigh 70 kilograms, that works out to between 112 and 154 grams of protein daily. Just to give you some perspective, 100 grams of chicken breast has roughly 25 grams of protein, and a normal-sized whole egg usually has around 6 to 8 grams. When it comes to fats, it's recommended that about 20 to 30% of your total daily calories should come from healthy fats. The remaining portion, which is roughly 50 to 60% of your total intake, should come from carbohydrates to fuel your training and recovery. The absolute best way to make sure your diet is perfectly dialed in for your specific needs is to work with a qualified nutritionist or dietitian. A professional can create a personalized meal plan that takes into account all the details of your lifestyle, health status, and fitness goals. If you don't have the budget for that right now, you could try using tools like ChatGPT to help create a basic diet plan based on the number of calories you want to consume daily and the foods you have access to. It's not perfect, but it's way better than just winging it and hoping you're eating right. Mistake number 9 is training in an inadequate environment, and this one is underrated in how much it can kill your progress. It's straight up demotivating to walk into the gym with the intention of crushing an intense workout, only to find yourself in an environment that actively works against your success. The equipment is old and falling apart or poorly maintained. The trainers and staff seem like they don't care or don't know what they're doing. The space is so packed that you have to wait forever to use a machine, or you constantly forced to share equipment.